Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. I hope you're all doing very, very well. We are outside Stamford Bridge today after a 0-0 against Crystal Palace. I'm here with Norman, come all the way over from Ireland.
Yeah, from Cork in Ireland. So we got season tickets, Alex, for the first time, and this was our first time sitting on those seats. So it was quite an occasion.
Wow, so you finally got the season tickets. How many years have you been trying to get them?
Probably 12. So this is a great kind of breakthrough, as it were.
So it was a long waiting list, presumably.
Yeah, a long waiting list, but we finally made it.
That's awesome. Where were you sat today?
We were sat in the west stand and kind of towards where the that end, where the shed end. Yeah,
yes,
that's where we were.
What was your take on the game today? What did you think?
Yeah, Palace made it very difficult, I thought, Alex. They were, that low block. We found it hard again to break it down, and maybe with hindsight, it might have been better to have the lap start to bring a bit more physicality to the forward line. Pedro coming in might have been a more effective sub, but look, I think, as most people said after the game, it was a fair result. Chelsea probably would have, on chances, marginally have shaded it, but it was, it was like a typical first game of the season match, and I think Chelsea are a few weeks behind everyone else in their prep and
tactically or fitness.
I would think, yeah. I thought a few players were struggling and blowing towards the end, even though our best chances came at the very end. Yeah. But, Palace just, had 10 players behind the ball at all times, at every opportunity. And it was going to take something lucky or a moment of brilliance, and neither came today.
We almost had that with Estal, though. He came very close to scoring. I mean, what did you make of his Premier League debut?
Yeah, I mean, he's exciting. He excites the crowd. The frustrating part for the people around me was that he wasn't getting the ball when people wanted him to get it. He was just that player that people want to see on the ball. He does excite the crowd. And he seems to be a very skillful player, and there's a lot more going to come from him. I was very, very pleased with his performance.
If you were looking at Estal and comparing him to Madueke, a winger who's obviously gone to Arsenal, do you think that's a direct upgrade?
Direct upgrade, absolutely.
How come?
I think there's more end product with him, and I just think he has the ability to lift a team. And he offers something. I think Madueke didn't have the type of end product that Chelsea need, and I think this guy will have it.
What about Jamie Gittens as well? He made his debut. He was pretty good in pre-season, but struggled a bit today.
Just moments, I would think, just moments, and there was nothing consistent, and nothing. There was no real end product from him either, and that was just a guy that I'd say needs time. The team looked as if they need time to get to know each other and to come up with formulas of how to break down teams and get the kind of telepathy going between them. I think that was missing maybe today.
Yeah, just that chemistry maybe that we're missing at the moment.
Yeah, and I think that's important, and that just doesn't happen overnight, even though we did see it in pre-season games. The Premier League is a much different proposition, and there's no weak team in there. I mean, there's no hopeless team in the Premier League. They're all well drilled, they're all very physical, and there's no soft touch in the Premier League. You have to earn your victories now.
You're absolutely right in that sense. I mean, what I will say is that everyone looks like they've improved, or the majority of teams look like they've improved, ourselves included. Yeah. But is that enough to take that extra step on, or are we just going to have to settle for another Champions League finish?
That would be my take on it, Alex. I've kind of lowered my expectations of this season on a personal level, and what do I know? But I wouldn't have come into this game or this season. I just felt, having won that Club World Cup, I'm one of the people that think that will ultimately set us back a number of weeks in terms of getting up to speed. Palace had probably had a 6-week pre-season. What did we? We probably had a 2.5, 3-week max.
Yeah.
And I think that showed a bit today as well. Like they were well drilled, well organised, very hard to break down, and possibly even a little bit fitter than us.
Thanks so much for coming on, Norman. Really appreciate your time.
Thank you, Alex, for having
Pleasure.
us, and keep the good work up on the podcast.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Well, I
you.
look forward to seeing you again soon.
Thank you.